Welcome, I'm Reece, and here's what happened this week. Work crews are rushing to repair earthquake damage at Tooco National Park, a key attraction in a region that depends on tourism. But it could take years before the key economic driver recovers. John Van Trieste reports.
It's a team of excavators versus a wall of boulders. Tooco National Park in eastern Taiwan is no stranger to rock slides, but this month's magnitude 7.2 earthquake has destroyed bridges and rendered hiking trails impassable, leaving the park closed indefinitely. Repairs are moving ahead with the same urgency as other cleanup and demolition work. This park draws millions of tourists to the area each year. It's a vital asset in a part of Taiwan where tourism is key. Park officials say there's a mix of good and bad news.
本来初步判断是会比较轻微，不过这次管理处的同事进去勘察以后，真的会比我们初步判断的还要严重。坠入古道啊，或九七洞等等，可能就是尽量来努力。那我初步如果可以的话，我们希望能够在年底有一个初步恢复的一个景观出来。
And a few of the most popular sites could even reopen in as little as 3 months. Still, there are warnings that a full recovery may be a long way off.
从921的地震的经验，或者从日本大地震的这些经验，要让一个地区要让它稳定下来，恐怕需要的时间要到10年以上。有一些这个步道其实是临崖的，这些呢都是大自然存在的一些风险。
Hotels damaged by this earthquake have already laid off more than 100 workers. And shops catering to tourists remain closed as bookings drop to around 10% of normal numbers. With key attractions like Tooco National Park closed, the tourism industry that sustains many of the earthquake's survivors can only try and limp along. Dolphine Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan is reckoning with its handling of sexual offenders after TV host Mickey Huang was charged with possessing child sexual abuse material. Chris Gorin looks at how the case highlights a global problem and what Taiwan can do about it.
TV host Mickey Huang was first embroiled in Taiwan's Me Too movement last June, after 2 women claimed he sexually assaulted them when they were 17. Investigators later found 7 explicit videos depicting minors as young as 12 on his computer. The findings resulted in Huang being fined around $37,000, prompting outcries from rights groups and highlighting how Taiwan handles sexual offenders.
He is not the provider or the creator of the illegal content. Instead, he's in possession of this illegal content.
In fact, Taiwan only recently revised its laws to make possession of these materials a criminal offense.
It is now a criminal offense and could be subject to up to 1 year of imprisonment. And apparently, compared to other countries such as the United States or the United Kingdom, and the penalties in Taiwan against this kind of behavior is still relatively low.
According to the UK-based Internet Watch Foundation, the majority of reported URLs containing child sexual abuse were hosted in the Netherlands, the US, and Slovakia in 2022. However, Taiwan was still the 5th largest host country for this content, accounting for 5% of the global total. And it's a global problem. The site where Huang obtained the material was registered in the United States, had servers in China, and charges customers in Chinese renminbi. Huang was reportedly one of 80 VIP members who paid hundreds of US dollars for access. Although the site has been blocked in Taiwan, the case raises questions about what the government can do to stop websites like it.
The technologies are there. We could filter the content, we could monitor the content, we could check the identity of the users. It's just legally we need to consider our legal values, whether we might compromise the security or the privacy or the freedom of speech.
But the issue goes beyond just stopping the spread of this content and punishing those who produce and sell it. This material can also have devastating, long-lasting effects on the people it depicts.
这样的影像被购买跟曝光的时候，影响它非常大，有可能是影响身心的状况，有急性压力。就学部分，学校的人只要知道，同学网络就公审它。
The spread of this material online is something that no one wants to imagine, but everyone must face. And while the scope of the problem is global, its impacts can be felt, and perhaps more importantly, solutions can be proposed locally. James Lin and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.
Two men from Kenya who came to Taiwan as professional performing artists have gone public with their experience, which human rights groups say may constitute human trafficking.
The thing which they agree with the contract is not the same thing once they get, including the salaries, the living conditions.
When they got to Taiwan, the two men were told no performance work was available. Instead, they would have to do manual labor on farms and at recycling plants. They were denied access to their passports for long periods of time. The men say they were paid much less than the minimum salary required by their work visas and, in some cases, not paid at all. They were also placed in poor housing conditions. A local Labour office reviewed their case and dismissed it. The Labour Ministry now says it's looking into whether violations occurred and will hold offenders accountable. The recent suicide of a judge in Taiwan has ignited debate about the workload of judges and other legal professionals. Chris Gorin has this story.
On April 12th, the body of a Hualien district judge was found outside a dormitory building for judges, having apparently taken his own life. The judge was under 40 years old and had recently told his wife he was feeling extremely overworked. The case has sparked debate over the workloads faced by judges in Taiwan, a debate that's especially lively in the legal community.
In the legal circle, people are talking about it like everywhere because it's really like a shocking news. You have to know that the judge that committed suicide like last week, he's young and very talented, like maybe like 10 years ago. I believe like he never thought he would end his life like this. Like this system, this working environment would just crush him like this.
At least one lawyer says the large increase in the number of criminal cases stems from a wave of fraud busts, which have swamped the justice system in recent years. Yet the number of people staffing the courts has remained the same. One former prosecutor turned lawmaker says times have changed.
不管是法官，不管是检察官，这几年过劳的状况非常非常严重。我刚分发的时候，1个月可能才30件啊，现在的检察官1个月要处理100多件，品质有问题，人也会被他搞到累死。
And as working conditions get worse, fewer people want to work in the legal system, leading to a vicious cycle.
You can see there's a trend that in the Taiwan court, you either have a very, very old judges or you have very, very young judges. So there are many and many people are leaving this career and making this system vulnerable because many senior judges, they choose just to run away because they cannot just endure this kind of like stressing our working environment anymore. And they don't see hope here.
With cases piling up and no end to the personnel shortage in sight, getting Taiwan's legal system in order will not only be essential to a healthy judicial system, but also to the mental health of those working in it. Eason Chen and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.
The Dajamatsu pilgrimage is wrapping up, and with unseasonable temperatures, many will be wiping the sweat off their brow. Sally Jensen has more.
Crouching under Madzu's sedan, hoping for good fortune. Devotees of this major deity in Taiwan have been following her 8-day pilgrimage through the country. It's physically taxing, and even more so in this atypical heat wave.
今天天气很热哦。现在至少还有风，比昨天好很多了。昨天走的时候还没有什么风，比较闷热。
Scorching hot. It's a sunny day, but you can still see so many people here just to worship the god, the Madzu, the goddess.
Even under the beating sun, worshippers from all over Taiwan push forward to complete this annual pilgrimage.
This is Taiwan's biggest religious procession that follows the sea goddess Madzu some 300 kilometers through the country. This year, hundreds of thousands of people have shown up to take part, but for many, the heat is almost unbearable due to an unseasonably warm start to the year.
Temperature records have been broken in the last few months, with Taiwan seeing its hottest March day recorded when the mercury almost hit 40 degrees Celsius. According to the health professionals traveling alongside the procession, the extreme heat took its toll.
有遇到太热中暑的，然后后送医院这样子。
今年是最热的一年，所以随行的大家还蛮辛苦的。
Summer doesn't officially start for another 2 months, but with temperatures already well into the 30s, there are concerns that the rapidly accelerating climate crisis would impact many of Taiwan's traditions.
因为高温的不适，他们已经在考虑要去减少参与的天数，甚至说是改变他参与的形式。过去可能是徒步走完全程，未来他可能考虑会改搭大众运输工具或者其他的方式来完成这个绕境。
As this year's procession winds down, an occasional spring breeze offers these pilgrims some respite. But as extreme temperatures become the norm, the followers of Madzul in this age-old Taiwanese custom are walking into an uncertain future. Lu Fi Li and Sally Ensign in Jianghua County for TaiwanPlus.
Legislators in Taiwan say the country is still producing too much waste. That's despite efforts to cut down on single-use plastics. The Environment Ministry recently said the use of plastic bags and reusable cutlery has dropped by around 50% over the past 20 years. But lawmakers say not enough is being done to achieve the government's plan for a total ban on single-use plastic straws, cups, cutlery and shopping bags by 2030. The Environment Ministry said this is still the goal, but current measures do not yet target night markets and wet markets, where most of these kinds of plastics are used. Young entrepreneurs are finding a home for their startups in the Taiwanese countryside. Our reporter Tiffany Wong heads to the south to find out how a new initiative is supporting the county's growing creative tech industry.
Fighting ghosts through augmented reality. This game, supported by the new Jiayi Culture and Technology Innovation Lab, combines Taiwanese history with the latest tech to take players to a different time and place. It's run by one of many new startups taking root in the southern county, a place that's also uniquely inspired their product.
所以在这个文化历史这么浓郁的地方那我们再带入这个科技艺术进来。
Many of these new tech talents found Jiayi by chance, like Zhi Xiang-o, who's from nearby Yunlin County but studied mechanical engineering in Jiayi. He's now a product manager at a startup that uses VR and AR to provide industrial solutions. He says that in Jiayi, he feels a sense of teamwork as startups grow together.
创新基地这边有这个机会，可以跟在地的新创公司去做合作，然后去帮助新创公司来发展，那就觉得这是一个很好的机会。
Jiayi is known for its agriculture, but has recently been developing its tech industry. And local officials say their next step is to convince young innovators from the county to stay in their hometown.
我们希望未来的嘉义呢，可以是一个结合传统跟科技，让嘉义重新被更多的人看见。
And that transformation is already beginning as more people seek opportunities at the new science park under construction, and as young students get a head start on tech education. Jiayi may soon be known for much more than its agriculture, adding new, innovative, and cultural technology to its credentials, too. Andy Xue and Tiffany Wong in Jiayi County for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's President-elect Ching-te has made Time magazine's list of 2024's 100 most influential people ahead of his inauguration next month. Li's entry to the list was written by former US Ambassador to China, John Huntsman Jr., who says that Li is tasked with ensuring the survival of Taiwan's government amid rising tensions with China. Taiwan's presidential office has responded to the current vice president's inclusion, saying it shows international recognition of Taiwan's democratic achievements. Thank you for watching Here's What Happened. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, look at these once stranded otter pups learning how to survive from their surrogate mums at an aquarium in California. I'm Reece. Take care, and we'll see you next time.